Boredom.
Pressure.
Temptation.
Apathy.
Stress.
Release.
Fun.
Friends.
High.
Buzzing.
Wavy.
Lean.
Life of the party.
End of the party.
Hangover.
Calm down.
Sick.
Numb.
Broke.
Paranoid.
Dependence.
Alone. Who's gonna be there when the party's over?
In 2007, I got myself caught up with substance misuse. Hi, my name is Jahan Galom and I'm part of the Young People's Drugs and Alcohol and Misuse Advisory Group.
And we're here to talk about a few issues or situations we had in the past. Would you like to start off telling us what the problem was or what?
I used to sell and take drugs,
And what age was that?
13 years old.
What was it exactly that triggered it for you to start making it happen? What started it off?
Well, my experiences were triggered by many factors. Boredom, the fact that there was a lot of money in drugs, and the fact that I saw older people do it, and I saw that I saw them as role models. So I thought, if they're doing it, I can do it, and that would make me like them. My family did notice that things were going wrong and things were changing. Like one thing was like my sleep pattern changed, so I wouldn't be awake for long. I'd just come home from school, fall asleep, and I was really tired. I'd get stressed out a lot, and I'd take it out on my little younger siblings. In terms of education, I dropped a few grades, moved down classes, and I wasn't passing anything. Tower Hamlets Council did offer me help through the YIS program, the Youth Inclusion Support Panel. First time the guy came round, everyone was a bit wary, didn't know what was going on. The second time I wasn't home, my dad just slammed the door in the man's face. My parents did notice a change in me, but they didn't want to accept or consider drugs because it's really frowned upon in my culture. My dad and my family just wanted to keep it within the family and not like take it out and not broadcast it really. When you're on drugs and when you realise you need to stop and you need to change, you miss the person you used to be. And trying to become that person was really hard because at one point you realise that you can't be that person again, you've made mistakes, and that's going to stand by you for the rest of your life. Based on my experiences, I wanted to find out what services are out there for young people and how they help. Together with 7 other friends, we spoke to the professionals who work with young people that have substance misuse problems.
My name's Carl Asis, I'm the service manager for Lifeline, Tower Hamlets Young People's Substance Misuse Service.
Can you tell us about Lifeline?
We provide prevention, early intervention and treatment services. So we assist schools by delivering drug education in schools. We work in youth clubs and do drugs awareness workshops. So we do one-to-one work with young people who have more serious problematic substance use. And I guess our aim and our mission is to kind of promote young people's well-being and to provide a service where young people feel welcome, that they can come and get professional, confidential support. You know, we do have young people, I guess first and foremost, who want to quit, they want to stop. They've kind of found themselves in a place where they're unsure how to get out of a situation where their drug use is kind of out of control, or they don't feel that they can kind of make the changes themselves, or they might be fearful to make those changes. So, we assist young people who do quit cannabis, quit drinking alcohol and other drugs.
How do you encourage young people to talk to you about alcohol and drugs?
It's important to understand, young people see another adult, sitting across from them, and even though they're a professional saying, "Oh, it's confidential," there's a lot of mistrust there. So I guess our role, and sometimes, is not to push people too much. Kind of telling the truth about drugs, I think, is the kind of Lifeline motto. Sometimes people have got a problem with that. We kind of believe that by giving young people accurate information about drugs and alcohol, about the effects and the risks, that are associated, that it kind of gives us credibility. It makes young people kind of know that we're telling the truth, we're being honest with young people.
My name's Kevin Jones. My role is the substance misuse worker for Tower Hamlets Youth Offending Team.
Can you tell us about the youth offending team?
Youth Offending Team is basically the hub, for want of a better term, for when young people come from court and get sentenced with a community sentence. When they get issued with a community sentence, they they get a contract put together, and then they'll come to the youth offending team for X amount of time to serve out their sentence.
How do you encourage young people to talk about their problems?
When they're coming into the youth offending team, they've often been through layer upon layer of people enforcing things on them. So they've gotten through their parents, usually police, the court, the social worker. So by the time they come to me, what they expect from me is kind of like another wagging finger and a lot of judgment. So it's really important for me when they first come in is that A, they feel comfortable within my presence, B, that they can have like an open, encourage an open, honest conversation without me making any judgments upon them, or without kind of telling them what's right or wrong, which has probably been told like a lot of times before they came to me. Doing that first of all kind of encourages like a kind of healthy relationship, trusting relationship.
Do the young people who are referred to your service always have the support of the family or parents?
Often no. A lot of the time the parents are either in collusion with their young people's behaviour, not necessarily with their drug behaviour, but just simply because of the fact that they're their son or daughter, they don't want their son or daughter to get into trouble, in which case they sometimes believe it's easier to collude and try to cover up what they're doing as opposed to put them through the process of going through the youth justice system. Sometimes as well they're in denial about the fact that there is a drug or alcohol problem there. Some of the time we do get very encouraging signs from the parents, in terms of, is there anything that we can do? Can I learn more about drugs? How do I speak to my my son or daughter around their drug use? So it's a combination of, that's about 50-50, but certainly not all the time, no. A really interesting kind of dynamic that I kind of noticed when I first became a drugs worker was that in situations where the parents don't have much idea about drugs or alcohol, when they find out, if they find out their son or daughter has a drug problem, the roles of parent and child are reversed. And so what the child becomes then is a parent, because the child is using drugs often, doesn't necessarily have a problem with it, it's kind of social recreational use, right? So the parent, being the parent, and the parents should know better, the parent is then reduced to a child because it's the young person that it ends up consoling and educating the parent around what he knows and how things are in society around drugs and alcohol. And the parent then is forced to listen. Often the parent doesn't want to listen because that then threatens their role of parent. So they'll play up like a young child does. So that dynamic is really quite interesting. And it often works if it works well, but it often doesn't work.
My name is Sean Buffon, and I work for CSSS, which stands for CAMS, Specialist Substance Misuse Service.
Can you tell us about the CSSS service and what you do?
Well, the aim is to support young people with complex substance misuse issues. So that can be from severe dependency, attached with mental health issues, self-harm issues.
Could you please elaborate on confidentiality?
I explain to every young person that I meet that everything that we talk about is confidential. It is between my service and yourself. However, we do have to break that confidentiality if we feel like they're harm to themselves, harm to others, if there's serious criminal offences, stuff like that, then we do have to break confidentiality. But that doesn't necessarily mean telling their parents. We do ask young people if you do want us to share this information with your parents or not, and we respect that.
What for you is the most difficult part of your job?
The most challenging part of my job is, I suppose, when you've got young people that are, which is most young people, they're enjoying what they're doing and they've been doing it for a while and all of their friends are doing it and they're putting themselves in vulnerable situations. The challenge is explaining to them and letting them understand for themselves that we understand that you're enjoying it now, but this is like a movie. The movie at the beginning, it's always good. The middle, it might get a little bit hairy. At the end, sometimes it can be total destruction and devastation. So we're about showing you the whole movie rather than just the part you're dealing with, which is the beginning, where it's all good.
So, if you're a young person with substance misuse problems, there is help out there. But will you take it?